everybody knows, Cathy Bilsky is she works and has a metaphysical store, if that's what you want to call it, a healing center, if, for lack of a better term, where she sells her angel light. She has one of the largest crystals ever, and we already have a picture of that up, and I'm sure you all have seen it. Many of you might know Cathy or remember Cathy from our radio show. She's been doing a weekly quantum leaping power prayer at the end of the show every week. We just did a beautiful one for the veterans, so I want to thank Cathy for that. Cathy did just release a book, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that. And she also has been doing an AM radio show out of Southern California for the last couple of weeks, and we'll touch a little bit more on that. So without further ado, let's bring Cathy Bilsky into the show. Hello, Cathy. How are you?
Oh, I'm awesome, Bernard, today.
Oh, good, good, good. Well, we're really happy that you're here with us today. I've been looking forward to having you on the webcast so we can see your face and feel your wonderful energy that you're going to be sharing with us. So welcome to our GIC TV live webcast. So thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.
And Cathy, let's start off, because I know that, you know, now that everyone can see your face, they would probably want to hear a little bit more about how you got started doing what you're doing. You basically have told me in the past and have stated online that your purpose is to help quantum leap humanity to the next level, for lack of a better term. How did that all get started for you?
You know, it's stamped on my soul. And after I awoke 30 years ago, and I started when I was 1, no. You know, you change, you awaken, and you grow, and all of a sudden you realize that you're here for a purpose. And, you know, 25 years ago, people weren't really into quantum leaping, let alone, you know, throwing the word quantum around. So it's been really frustrating. And it's exciting now to see everybody really awaken and talk about quantum leap and the possibilities of it all.
Absolutely. So what is quantum leap? What is your definition of quantum leaping?
To me, it's quantum leaping the masses into enlightenment. And, you know, it's my understanding we've got 20,000 years of peace ahead of us and golden age, and, you know, where people act from their hearts. They're awakened. Everybody is an awakened spiritual being doing the right things. And that means there's no wars. People know better. When you're an awakened spiritual being, you know better than to hurt somebody. You know better than to hurt the Mother Earth. So I'm here because, you know, our only choice is Armageddon, which doesn't work for me. And, you know, you got to give people another choice. So the other choices, and, you know, I believe this is in many indigenous prophecies, and it's a prophecy of enlightenment. So we're very creative beings, and it's also helping people remember that they're creative beings, that they're spiritual beings, having a human experience. And Big Brother, or whatever you want to call it, the Illuminati, what they're trying to do is disconnect everybody from the Creator, so they forget that they're an awakened spiritual being, and they're very powerful, especially when you put your creative intent into, and you use the power of the spoken word when you put that intent outward, and that's creation. Yeah. And we're a magical planet.
Yes, and we are. Yes, we
people
are
have forgotten. Yeah, and you know, but if all you're given is chaos and war, and we're going to fight this, and you know, that people get trodden down and they start believing it, which is what propaganda is about. So part of what you and I are doing, and many people that we know, you know, we're peeling off those veils and energy levels veils so people become awakened spiritual beings, because knowledge is power.
I just want to let our viewers know that yes, I do acknowledge, Cathy, your screen is frozen,
Ah,
but it does that. Cathy is on the island. Let's. Oh, are you turning it back on? Okay, there we go.
yeah,
It's
that's
still.
that's
Oh,
what I
there we
have to do.
go. Oh, okay, so I'll just let you know when that happens.
Okay, because I'm trying not to pay attention to me.
Okay, good. Anyway, Cathy, you're in Hawaii. Where in Hawaii are you?
I'm on the Big Island, north side in Honoka'a, and it's the gateway of Waipio Valley. I've been here for 8 years, and I do have a little rock shop healing center that people can come in for free and get pain and stress release. I do curse removals, and then I also do shamanic soul retrievals.
Oh, wonderful. And I know we talked a little bit about some of the healing work that you've done, but tell us a little bit about the shamanic soul retrieval.
Well, what this is taking back all your energy that you've given away or people have taken from you, with or without your permission, from all your incarnations, past, present, future, planetary. I also do a major curse removal. We remove your mother's overlay and your father's overlay, really connect you back to the divine. So, you really pull all of you back together, and it's very powerful. I've had people tell me it's been a very life-changing experience for them.
Wow, that's so cool. What is there a certain process that you use? Are you in trance? Are they in trance? Is it a co-meditation type work, energy work? What's the process?
Yes, it is.
All the above.
Um, all of the above. They have to be conscious when they go through it, and I talk a lot. Shh. uh, but it's interesting because I was allowed to experience a soul retrieval on Sai Baba's ashram. And, when something happens on his place, you got to pay attention. And I knew when I experienced it, I mean, something just wrenched my soul. And, I said, Self, you're going to be doing this for a long, long time. And a lot of things I believe that you just don't wake up in this lifetime and go, I think I'm going to do magic. I think I'm going to, be this great artist or whatever. And a lot of this is, or, like even a priest or priestess in this lifetime, we've done this through many, many lifetimes.
Absolutely.
And then when the teachers come around, all we're doing is helping everyone remember what they've forgotten. We are the quantum leap.
Yes, we are, and it's lovely that I feel that most of us are here to remind each other of this. That we're here to remember why we were incarnated at this time, and remember our divinely inspired or divinely given gifts of awareness or healing or energy. Um, with that, Cathy, I have some people say that white magic is just as bad as black magic, that doing curse removal or binding evil is just as evil. And for me, it's a matter of if I'm seeing somebody getting hurt, I'm going to do my best to stop the oppressor from oppressing and hurting that person. But everybody has a different level of comfort when it comes to light working. And I guess in general, this is about light working and why we're here and why we do what we do. But what is your take on, let's say, a good example is the wonderful, which I really enjoy and I really love, is the binding prayer that you have for the Illuminati and the dark workers. What would you say to someone that says, oh, well, that's just black magic?
First off, it's not their mission because they're not relating to it. And we all have different belief systems. It's part of my belief system that this planet is being held by black magic. And until you address what they do and neutralize and cut their energy sources out, they're going to be powerful. So that's what I do. I cut their energy sources free. I cut the elementals that they work free. I neutralize as much of their energy power as I can. And I mean, it's good magicians against bad magicians.
On a personal level, yes, absolutely.
But I wouldn't expect a born again Christian to understand what I do.
Right.
I mean, most people, I've been kind of called like we're out on the far edge, and I like to say I'm so far out on the edge that people support me because they're happy not to be me,
That makes
and
sense.
I
I
make
can
them
relate.
feel normal.
I can relate to that.
So, I mean, and 2 years ago when I started, I mean, I've been doing these power prayers. Spirits had me writing them for 30 years. And a lot of what I come up with now, I can go back 30 years ago and pull things out. And then I build around that power prayer.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I guess it's fair to say that if for a layman that's watching our show and watching and listening to our discussion here, that if you're uncomfortable with it, then don't do it. That's kind of what I say. And even though I find myself aligning and trying to remain positive and trying to enhance the positive, the reality of it is if I see someone beating a dog, I'm going to go up to them and try to help make them stop. So what we're discussing here, what Cathy's talking about, we're looking at a planetary level of abuse, a planetary level of physical, emotional, and spiritual harm. And if you know that it's going on, are you just going to let it just keep on going?
Well, part of the black magic thing is they don't want you to believe they exist.
Yeah.
Because if you don't address it at all, my God, then they have a free reign. But however, when you start addressing what they do and put it in a position of harmlessness, they're nothing.
Right, exactly. And you're neutralizing. It's not like, well, even you, me, Yvonne, all of us that do the prayers together, we love doing them. It's not like we're killing them or making
No,
them
no.
ill. It's a matter of, and one of the things I have to point out to everybody, because we're going to be doing several of Cathy's wonderful energy prayers, quantum leap prayers on the show today, is that she always ends up, whatever, may thy will be done. And for me, that may have a different resonance with everybody, but for me, I just want to say that may thy will be done is source. Is the source of all being, my higher self, my higher self connection with source, and let that figure out what's the highest good. So
Oh,
let it be
absolutely.
done for the highest good, not through my
Mhm.
ego, not because I don't like the way, oh, I don't know, because I don't like the way Hillary Clinton does her hair, or something to that effect. And I kind of do a
Right.
little bit, but there are people that get motivated through ego because they don't like the way someone looks, or they don't like the way the position that somebody holds. But the reality of it is that we're looking at an incredible network of very powerful individuals that really go out of their way to do propaganda, hypnosis, brainwashing. And, we're not dumb. We know this is going on. At least many of us are very aware of the brainwashing and the propaganda. That's one of my big things is turn off the TV. Turn off the TV. There is so much brainwashing going on the television. And then I will say on the flip side of that, and I wonder what your comment would be on this, Cathy. I think you might be frozen. Yeah, you're a little bit frozen right now. Is that we do the opposite of propaganda. I call it. I've been accused of doing propaganda. I like to call it. What's the word I'm looking for? Deprogramming. A lot of the stuff
Perfect.
we put stuff up to help deprogram people. I don't want to tell you what to think. I'm trying to tell you to think for yourself. I don't want you to agree
When
with me on everything. We don't need to agree on everything. As long as you can think for yourself and you have created a relationship with your higher self and your intuition, we're fine. I don't have a problem with that. But if I see that you're hurting yourself, that you've created yourself into a victim mode, that you are allowing yourself to be not only to be ridiculed but to be abused, whether it be financially, emotionally, spiritually, this comes from the paradigm, the well, I'll call it the 1% matrix. I'm trying not to say the word Illuminati too much. That's my new thing. But I'll say the powers that be that want to control you. Do you want to be controlled or do you want to think for yourself?
Well, part of what we're trying to, and again, is get people to think for themselves. But, you know, we have a lot against us. And the other thing I want to say, when we do our work, we have to do it with morality. We can't accrue negative karma.
Right.
And no, we can't wish them hurt. Yeah, I can ask their higher self to step in and put them in a position of harmlessness, and then whatever that will be. You know, it's like Petraeus getting caught.
Right.
Okay.
That made them pretty harmless.
Yeah, and you know, and it's continuing. Okay. And yeah, he didn't get hurt other than his ego. And whether or not this is the real reason that he's going down, I don't care. He's out of the loop.
Yeah, the man who's in charge of all the wars is now out of the loop.
Right. So for me, the more power prayers I put out, not only am I going to catch somebody who's interested in that subject and maybe give them a different perspective, like, you know, you're not helpless. All right, put your creative energies and try doing it this way.
Exactly. Now,
and if you don't like it, then create a new way.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of my favorite sayings, is if you don't like something, what are you doing about it?
Lead, follow, or get out of my way.
Yeah.
But the book I wrote, the Guidebook of Spiritual Basics, I really call that knowledge that will excite your soul, because it's helping people remember everything that they've forgotten. And this is all the secret teachings that they don't want you to have. How to work with the violet flame, how to know when you're under psychic attack, you know, how to work with the angels, how to work with crystals, you know, doing a curse removal. How is that done? How do you do a simple meditation circle? And you can change, not only people can change what's going on in their own homes and make it easier because they're becoming more conscious beings. Just working with the energy of love in the family is incredible. Yes, and then I put all my power prayers at the back of the book. So people want to do earth work. You know, if you get frustrated about Fukushima, go into the book. I've got a whole little manual on all kinds of prayers you can put your attention on with Fukushima. You know, I've done that with working with weather. How to help, you know, the top 1% shift. And again, and one of my favorites is putting the Catholic Church and the Pope in a position of harmlessness and cutting the earth free from all the black magic that they've done.
Yeah, absolutely. And so many people are not aware of that. And to this day, I still get laughed at when I accuse the Vatican of doing black magic. People are like, oh, that's the Catholic Church. How can that be doing black magic? And,
oh, my God.
And, you know, we don't have 3 hours to explain it, but the information is out there. And if you know your basics, it's very easy to see.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know?
And then read the prayer. And then if you don't understand it, look it up. Look up the knowledge and see for yourself. I had to study for a month to write that prayer.
Oh, wow.
And, oh, my God, I can't tell you how many videos I had to watch.
Yeah.
Oh. But, you know, it's powerful, and I know it works because when I put it out, the Vatican started falling apart. Really, you know, people started pulling away more for the church. They started getting kicked out of countries. The scandals up the wazoo. Cool. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is Targeted Individual Month. And on my last show, I did a show on targeted individuals, and about an hour later, they zapped me with a microwave beam. They tried to create a tumor or an aneurysm in my head. Okay, I mean, now I know my body. I'm in perfect health. Okay, I don't have aches and pains, and if I do, I know where they are, and I don't keep them. I sleep on Angel Light. Angel Light's an incredible healing tool. So about an hour later after the show, I touched my head, and oh my God, it was like I ran into a wall.
Wow.
Okay, and I'm going, I didn't run into a wall. This isn't mine. So I got angelite, which is an incredible healing stone, and I put it on the top of my head because no matter what happens, you still have got to address the problem. And this is the first time that they've tried to create an illness in me. So last night I slept with a bag of salt over my head, as well as calling all my healer friends for help. But salt is an incredible healing tool, just simple salt. And what salt will do, it will pull out the toxins. And if you're in incredible pain and you don't have any angelite to take yourself out of pain, go get some cheap salt. Put the soft salt in a bag, okay? Tie the end or it gets really messy. And then wrap it around that area and it will pull out the pain. If anybody, they have a lot of water in their legs, put salt around it, a bag of salt in a sock, and you put it on the night before, and the next day that leg will be back to normal because the salt draws out water, it draws out poisons, it draws out toxins. It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a basic for those of us who are involved in, oh, for lack of a better term, magic or anything dealing with that. But salt is a basic, and I find that it has so many uses from neutralizing negative energies to, again, drawing out impurities. It's great for protection. Hell, when for a while there, and I've stopped doing it. Maybe I should start doing it again. For a while there, I would put salt in my mop water and bless the mopping water so I could cleanse my house while I was cleaning.
Oh, brilliant. Why not multitask?
Absolutely.
And and healing is so simple. The doctors have made everything so complex, especially with their pharmaceuticals. And I like, not that I go to doctors, but my philosophy is if you're going to give me a drug, you take it for 3 months. If you don't have any side effects, I might consider it.
Right.
But I do natural stuff. So salt, hydrogen peroxide is incredible.
Yes, it is.
I mean, that is how they used to give that's free oxygen therapy, people, okay? People have gotten off of oxygen tanks by mixing hydrogen peroxide in water and squirting it in their lungs every day. And this is how they also used to heal, again, with hydrogen peroxide until they invented pharmaceuticals. And because the doctors don't make any money from peroxide, why would they share it?
And that's so true, Kathy. I remember growing up, my family, we talked about hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, olive oil, salt. These were all the big basic healing ingredients, depending on what it was. Even honey. Honey is another wonderful antibiotic principle it has.
Well, real quick, let's throw in castor oil, okay? And castor oil,
wonderful.
That is good for getting rid of parasites.
Yes.
Which our doctors in our country will not address. So if you eat sushi, if you're around a lot of kids, if you're around animals, a puppy can lick your face. And if they've got worms, guess what? You're the hostess with the mostest. Yeah. And a lot of the problem, if people get stomach aches, you go to the doctor, they'll go, oh my God, I don't know what it is. Well, yeah, okay, let's think about this. Expensive operation or castor oil, which they make no money. Expensive, operation or castor. Which way do you think they're going to go? They're not going to mention castor oil, are they? Or even say, eat sushi.
Right. And so, let me as a former stylist, let me just throw this out there, is a lot of people, when I was involved in the beauty industry, I used to have a lot of women that would have psoriasis, and I would prescribe castor oil, and within months their psoriasis was cleared up. So if you're having psoriasis problems, take some castor oil tablets or capsules, or if you can stomach the liquid, go for it. It will clear up. It has to do with your internal organs. A lot of the stuff is coming from you internally. So this is something you might want to think about. So look it up, look into it. Maybe it's something that can help you. And I know that in today's day and age, a lot of people are dealing with psoriasis, and they have all these very expensive pharmaceuticals out there with all these wonderful side effects to help you with that psoriasis. I don't know if there's a commercial going around right now with some woman from like Top Model, and she's like, I have psoriasis, but I take this, and it's like, oh, side effects, heart attack, this, that, depression, suicide, you know.
Oh,
So,
I like the silly ones where they have pills so you can grow your
oh
eyelashes.
yeah, no.
But while we're on really easy healing, let's touch really quick on fungus, because fungus and parasites are two things that we deal with all the time, and the doctors won't address. And they also dump fungus on us through chemtrails.
Yeah.
And I found coconut oil will help get rid of that. And if you're heavy, you want to take 1 tablespoon of coconut oil 3 to 4 times a day, and it just sloughs the fungus off, and you lose weight.
Wow, nice. I may have to start doing that. But anyway, Kathy, we're about at the halfway point, and I was hoping that maybe this would be a good time for us to perhaps do some more energy work. Maybe I don't know what prayers you have in store for us today, but I was hoping you could work with us on removing the curses, because I don't think many people realize that not only do curses come subconsciously, but they also come through your heritage or your ancestry. And that was something I just learned, maybe about 10 years ago, that apparently something had been done to my, it wasn't my bloodline family because I am adopted, but the adopted family had a curse put on them, and the family talks about it to this day, about this curse that was done. And it was the curse that was put on my particular family, the one that adopted me, was that no male child will live. And so my family is full of women, and I'm a male, but I was adopted. And
Um,
but it goes
yeah.
on and on and on. So anyway, so I think I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about curses, curse removal, and maybe we could even do it. So tell us a
Um,
little bit.
well, I have to say I agree with you, because throughout the years I've met of quite a few people who've had their families cursed to where the firstborn boy dies.
Uh,
So you're not alone in the family. But they've got to realize, by also talking about it a lot without finding a way to release it, they're giving energy to it, and they're amplifying it, and they're solidifying it. Cancel, clear, cancel, clear. And I like to use the words cancel, clear, because when I say something stupid, which, Earth, and then I catch myself, well, I say cancel, clear, because I don't want it manifesting.
absolutely.
So curses, like we've talked about many times, can come from many different levels. It can come from a friend being mad at you. It can come from somebody you work with, jealousy, anger. You're too pretty. You have a lovely house. You have a radio show. Whatever is a low thought form, and the dark side can use that person to hurt you. They will, whether it comes from a member of your family. It can even come from an animal that can attack you. um, so when you're normally a real coordinated person, and all of a sudden you start falling, and I look at it like, okay, if I fall in such a way where I should have broken something but only got a bruise, yeah, I took a psychic hit, and they suck, okay, because all I got was a bruise. Um, so what I found over the years, that many of us take on other people's energy also. And when I do healing, it's like, how quick can I get you out of this discomfort you're in? Because I want to go on with my life. And also, I've gone through enough experiences in my life the past 30 years to know that darkness is real. It does exist. And if you don't address it, it's going to stay there. I had a guy come into my store who had a very bad pain in his shoulder, and he went to doctors, chiropractors, and spent a lot of money. I heal I released the pain for free, which I did. Took me 5 minutes. Okay. What did I do that they couldn't do? I removed that etheric knife in his back from his ex-wife. Okay. Now, why would they don't even look at energy or any other possibilities. I mean, they're really crazy, mad scientists, doctors are. And it just, I mean, how many times do scientists come up with, this is it, we know for sure, okay? And 5 months down the road, it's like, oops, Einstein's relativity.
Exactly.
They thought that was the ultimate, and now look what they've done. So scientists, excuse me, don't know jack squat. Okay, sorry, I had to say that. Okay. So anyway, so the curse removal, removing all this stuff, it just helps me release people's pain. And actually what works for me, I found works for everybody. So let's do it.
Let's go ahead and
Right.
do it.
So if I start burping, because I'm going to be putting my attention on you, Bernard. If I start burping and I'm burping up your stuck energy, I'm not being crude, okay? And a lot of people can take on the energy to where they actually get physically ill and have to throw it up. And I've had that happen throughout my 30 years, and it's not fun. So if I work on somebody, I'd rather burp. And okay. And so everybody that's listening, take it personal. And if I burp, know that I'm helping you also release any pain or discomfort that's in your body. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up all your chakras, which is all your energy centers. And real quick, you've got one on the crown, your third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, belly button, root, feet, hands, spine. And I'm going to open up all of them so your body breathes. I'm going to remove curses, energy overlays after that. All right, so I want everybody to sit, put your feet flat on the floor, and I want you to put your hands up, palms up, like you're going to receive. All right, let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, sacred fire vested in me. I surround you in a bubble of golden flame. I add to that the blue flame of protection, the green flame of healing, the violet flame of transmutation, and I seal each one of you in a pink flame of love. I call to all your teachers, guides, masters, all the divine beings that are working with you, and I ask them to come forward and join us and to make this as gentle, loving, and kind as we can. And I call to the absolutely highest in the light of the divine also to help us move this energy. So I want everyone now to take a deep breath, and as you exhale, I want you to imagine everything that no longer serves you is being gently released through your breath. And now I want you to imagine this incredible divine healing energy coming down from God, coming into your crown chakra, and imagine it going out your third eye and your forehead. Imagine that divine energy coming out of your throat. Okay, let it come out of your throat again. Okay, now let that divine energy drop down and come out of your heart chakra. And now your solar plexus. All right, let it come out of your solar plexus one more time. Now let that energy drop down and come out of your belly button. And now let that divine healing energy drop down even farther and come out of your root chakra. So feel all that energy now flow down your legs, flow out your feet, and go into the earth. Feel that divine energy flow down your arms and out your hands, and let it flow down your spine. So I want you to take one more deep breath, and as you exhale, I want you to imagine, as you exhale, everything that no longer serves you that's left in your body being gently released. So take a deep breath and release it. As you're doing that, I call to Michael the Archangel to come forth and cut all ties to any energy you've taken on that's not yours. Whether it's from a friend, relative, acquaintance, stranger, anybody you work with, TV set, animal, whatever the karmic reason is that created anything out of balance in your life or your body today. And as all that unwanted energy is peeled off of you gently like an onion skin, it goes through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with your divine essence. Now I want Michael to come forth, cut all ties to reptile, dinosaur energy, secret societies, organized religion, cut all ties to any oaths, vows, curses, hexes, rituals that could have been done to you or your family, going backwards and forwards hundreds of thousands of generations. Or anything you could have done, consciously or unconsciously. And as all that unwanted energy too is peeled off of you gently, like an onion skin, it goes through the violet flame back to God, and you keep filling up with more of your divine essence. Now I want Michael to come forth, cut all ties to any effigies that have been misused against you, and that's any elemental of yours that was used to hurt you or anyone, including anything you own, clothes, hair, picture, your name spoken, written, just thought of, or anything you have your energy on. And as ties those elementals are cut, I call the violet flame through them to clean it up, the angel light energy to heal. We fill them up with love. And I command them to be neutral or only emit love. And I want Michael to come forth, remove any energy implants that could have been done to you or anything that could have carried over from any other lifetime because of dark magic, voodoo, or dark witchcraft. So I want the stick, pin, needle, or knife that's in your crown chakra removed from your third eye, your throat, heart, solar plexus, belly button, root, feet, hands, spine, your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, hips, teeth, anywhere in your body that's out of balance. And as you feel all those pins, needles, and knives being very gently removed, I call the violet flame through everything to clean it up, the angel light energy to heal. We release all the unwanted energy again back to God, and you fill up with more of your divine essence. And now I want Michael to come forth, cut all ties to patriarchy, genocide, rape, incest, slavery, prostitution, persecution, circumcision, removing any energy overlay that's trying to manipulate you, keeping you from connecting with God, healing yourself, being really successful, fulfilling all your divine missions, and living your life in joy. And as all the unwanted energy that's keeping all these wonderful things from coming to you is removed, we also send it through the violet flame back to God, and you keep filling up with more of your divine essence. I call to your family's higher self, Bernard, and I ask for permission to do this. And I ask that all that energy and all that curse, that family curse that they've carried forth, is peeled off of each and every one of them. We send it through the violet flame to clean it up, and I call the violet flame through them to clean up all that energy. We release it back to God and let that be filled with all their divine essence. Now, I also call the higher self of everyone's higher self, and with your permission, I ask that your divine blueprint for perfect health is put into activation now. And if anybody is directing any kind of dark energy toward you, which if they're doing it to you, they're doing it toward other people, I ask them to step forward in the light of God and stop doing it. And if they choose not to, which is their free will, I ask their higher self and their guardian angels to put them in a position of harmlessness now. I surround them in a bubble of mirror. The mirror faces them. It's 2 inches from their nose, and as long as they do their will, that energy stays contained. I put the violet flame in the bubble so it's immediately burned off so they have no energy to move forward on. And this bubble of mirror stays up 365 days a year, 24/7 until they do works of good. So everyone, I want you to take a deep breath. And as you exhale, I want all this energy to integrate in a very gentle, kind, loving way with your cells, atoms, molecules going all the way down into your DNA. All right, so I'm going to ground everybody, and I'm going to call to the Mother Earth, and I want you to make sure you have your feet on the floor. And I'm going to ask the Mother Earth to send you energy, and with every breath now, I want you to feel this energy come into your body. I want you to feel yourself centering, becoming clear-headed. Feel yourself becoming very grounded. very, very centered. All right, take a gentle breath, and as you exhale, feel all your energies pull in. You're centering and grounded. Now, for anybody else, if you feel like wired later on, I highly recommend that you go find a tree, put your hands on the tree, and imagine yourself sending all the excess energy into the tree. Do that for about a minute or two. And when you're done, ask the tree to send you energy back, and you'll immediately ground. Or you can eat. So whatever works for you. So how are you feeling, Bernard?
Magnificent. Thank you. And what a difference it is to watch you do it versus listen to you do it. The energy is amazing. I feel very, very. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. My whole energy body is vibrating. My shoulders are tingling. My arms are tingling. My third eye is tingling. So absolutely, we've done good. We've done good here, and I hope that everyone else who is watching is experiencing something similar to that.
They share it. I'd like to find out. I
Yes,
don't
by all means.
get feedback, so it would be very sweet.
Thank you, Cathy. That was really astounding, absolutely astounding, and I can't help but wonder how many people are going to really enjoy the effects and well the work that we just did. So it's amazing. Then thank you, and I hope that my family picked up on it too.
Well, that's the nice thing about doing energy work. As long as we ask for their permission,
Yes, absolutely.
I never, again, that's the manipulating thing. I don't go, oh, I'm going to do this because they need it.
Right, right.
It's Yeah.
And that's a very good point to make right now. I was wondering now that you brought it up, we talk about distance healing. We talk about praying for people that haven't necessarily asked for it, and I can't help but wonder, is this the right way to do it? The way that you've said it, if you give us permission, is it important that we throw that in there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And can we
And then,
explain?
well,
I'm
but
sorry to cut you off, Cathy, but I wanted to say, can we explain to people why it's important to get permission?
Well, if I don't, then I'm manipulating and I'm putting my will into their life. And it's not up to me. I don't want to accrue any negative karma. And that's why at the end, a lot of times I'll say, and not my will, but thy will be done. I call that the God clause. It gets me out of any trouble because, again, if the divine doesn't want it to happen, it's going to be negated.
I think
But
that many of us feel we're trying to do the right thing, but we may not realize it might be in the best interest to allow things to happen and to manifest in a certain way. I find that actually, well, a good example is we're seeing a lot of the ugliness of the world bubbling to the surface, and for me, all that ugliness bubbling to the surface is a wake-up call to the world to say, is this the way you want to live? Versus living in the illusion of, oh, yay, 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 let's keep doing the same thing over and over. Now we're starting to see, whoa, this is not really what I wanted or I want for my planet. So, do you understand what I mean by that?
yeah, and it's also giving it attention. Right. But you
Not that
have
that's a
to
good thing.
see it.
Yes,
But you
exactly.
have to see it.
It has to
And
be
you have
acknowledged.
to recognize it before you can even put together a prayer to put in a different reality.
Yeah. We have to
And,
know what we don't want to figure out what we do want. Is what one of the things I always say.
okay, well, one of the things about the power of prayer is, again, Fukushima and all the Fukushima junk is supposed to come to Hawaii. And because I've been having people join and putting wedges in front of Hawaii through the power of group prayer, it hasn't happened.
Okay.
And that's changing reality.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, Cathy, I don't know. Did you have another prayer in store for today's webcast? We have about 12 minutes left, and I'm wondering. Actually, I have my fingers crossed, so it's a quantum leap prayer, but it's up to you.
If you want that one, I can track it out. Your wish is my command.
Oh, thank you. Well, I figured we did the curse removal, and now that we've removed the negativity and the ugliness, perhaps we could do the quantum leap prayer to help the rest of humanity to jump on board if that's what their higher self wants.
Well, what the quantum leap prayer is giving people another possibility of what we can take the world into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. Thank you.
All right, so I want everybody to, again, put your feet flat on the floor, but this time put your hands up, and I want you to create a bubble of light, and in this bubble of light, we're going to put the quantum leap prayer. Let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, sacred fire vested in me, I command. I call to the divine creator and ask for permission to quantum leap the world and all life forms on the planes, seen and unseen, connected with planet Earth, to let us go beyond our potential into the greatest golden age the world and all planets have ever experienced. Let us take the best of all lifetimes, all golden ages, all worlds, galaxies, and create such a divine and enlightened planet that is even beyond the Creator's imagination. Imagine the Creator laughing with joyful glee on this action we have put into motion with every breath we now breathe, and is snowballing, quantum leaping forward every day. And every time someone reads this prayer or sees it on YouTube, see this energy amplifying 100 million fold, creating a higher resonance with the Creator. See the energy of heaven surrounding Earth like a golden shimmering rainbow of colors. See this energy anchoring now to the planet and all life forms. Elemental kingdom angels from the lowest of consciousness life forms, any trapped and stuck entities, any aliens from other worlds, the reptilian king and queen and all their seed, including all hybrids, anyone practicing any kind of black magic, voodoo, and witchcraft, all the way up to the most enlightened beings on the planet, none excluded, all included. As this energy settles in, see everyone's integration, be gentle, loving, and kind, going into everyone's DNA, soul, memory, and dreams. As all life forms dream, let them dream of all times they lived in the golden age where there was plenty of everything. Everyone was using their spiritual, psychic abilities. No one lacked for anything. Functional families where men and women live side by side in divine harmony, lots of laughter, with everyone practicing compassion, kindness, joy, and love in action. See these dreams being brought into physical form. Anyone who chooses not to go forward into the golden age and tries to stop this prayer from forward movement, I ask their higher self and guardian angel to step in and put them in positions of harmlessness. We ask the Creator to give them special grace and unlock the doors in their minds that are keeping them from connecting to the higher frequency of light. Release that which is holding them back. I ask the Creator to close down the reptilian part of the brain and open up the divine God brain, filling them with whatever high vibration is needed to shift them so everyone gets to go into the golden age, leaving no one behind. Send these beings and entities whatever vibration, sound, color, and memories of being connected to the Creator they need so they gently evolve into the light. The Creator, their higher selves, and angels know exactly what each one needs and are sending it to them as we speak. See us propelling ourselves far into the divine golden age, way beyond the Creator's wildest dreams of the planet, being in the divine, in the golden age. Angels, humans, and elementals and extraterrestrials working together, all veils removed, so everyone's psychic potential is being developed and put into practical practice. Families putting love into action and becoming divinely functional, having everything they need when they need it. The elderly are honored for their wisdom. People become awakening spiritual beings practicing religious tolerance and the positive aspects of their religion. See us working at one with other beings from other galaxies and planets that are just delighted we are quantum growing into enlightened beings and giving us all the new tools and ideas and technologies on how we can make this a more joyful, functional, enlightened planet, taking us beyond our divine potential. The earth is treated with much respect. The old ancient cultures responsible for care of the planet, sharing their secrets and beliefs as everyone listens with open minds and hungers for their knowledge. All sacred knowledge of all natural healing methods are put into practice, including all tools made out of stones, light, sound, energy, and vibration. Everyone is being taught the sacred teachings and truths. All knowledge flows freely. Gifts in the music, the arts, sports, and intuitives are encouraged and allowed to be developed. Statesmen and elected officials tell the truth, acting for the benefit of humanity and limited to one term. The earth is healed, is a healed being at one with all life forms on her. Everyone's so tuned into the Mother Earth that they can hear her sing, her sighs where she needs extra light, becoming aware of every move and groove she needs to do, allowing her to do so, and move away with grace and understanding like the fire goddess Pele does in Hawaii when she needs to flow. The interaction with earth and all life forms is gentle, loving, kind, and conscious. Organic food abounds, chemical-free, clean, pristine water, earth, and sky. The sun and wind are harnessed in true solar fashion. Tesla's ideas and inventions of free energy being created, with all walks of life benefiting. People living in joy for hundreds of years, and if they choose, and when it's time to make transition, it's done with much joy and understanding of light evolution. Everyone, all life forms going beyond their highest divine potential. We ask the Creator to fill in whatever we have left out, to take manifesting, quantum leaping the world into the golden age, far beyond our dreams and imaginations, into the Creator's thoughts, wishes, and dreams. We ask that all who are manifesting the quantum leap be given all that they need on all levels, complete protection, and be put under bubbles of invisibility so they are hidden from the dark side. As this idea flows outward, see all walks of life coming together in harmony and of one accord, each person and group remembering their divine missions and what their parts are in quantum leaping the world into the golden age, putting it now into action. Let all the divine sleepers awaken to their divine missions and their divine purposes now. As always, we put this in your hands, our divine Creator. Propel us into what your concept of the golden age is. Inspire us, guide us into doing not our will, but thy will be done. So be it. So take a deep breath and release this bubble for the universe to manifest. Phew.
Nice.
Yeah, I get chills.
I feel it. I feel it. Cathy, you're frozen again. You might want to refresh, but that was absolutely amazing. Thank you. I'm so happy that we were able to share this with so many people live. It's so important to see and feel the energy together. And I see that we have several, a dozen or so people following along. So thank you, and I hope you followed along with that. Tell us a little bit about the background of that particular prayer. You wrote that with a friend of yours?
Thank you. Dr. James Wong, who's also, I've done a lot of prayers with him. He's from China, and he's an acoustics engineer. He's a professor, and he's brilliant. And he really helped me expand my consciousness and with the prayer works that I do. So I'm really grateful for the divine bringing us together.
I love it. I feel a sneeze coming on. Excuse me for 1 minute. No, it's not going to show up. But anyway, so Cathy, as we're coming up toward the end of the show and at the end of the hour that we have here together, what would be your message, not only to our listeners, but let's say to humanity as a whole? What is the message to humanity that you would like to convey from your spirit and from your heart?
Wow, I didn't even get a chance to think about it.
Take a moment.
It's time for light to unite. It's time for us to come together. It's time for people that are the teachers to start giving their teaching and their knowledge to people for free. It will come back to them. 100,000-fold, it'll come back. But unless we start teaching humanity, how are they going to know the secret truths? And if that's up to the teachers to do it. But it's our destiny. We've got 20,000 years of enlightenment, of peace ahead of us. So what you're seeing is all this darkness coming up. It's been there for a long time, but how many years has it been there and people never saw it? So they are becoming conscious. Yeah. So I kind of look at us, we're the cleanup crew, and we're going to do it with energy and our creative thoughts. It's not going to be with a gun, and it's not going to be with any weapon, but with our minds. And that's why they're trying to disconnect us so
Or
much,
our
especially
vote.
to the creators. Our votes.
Or our vote. It's not going to come from the vote.
Oh,
It's going to come from us. It's going to come from us.
absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
say that, in a tongue-in-cheek way, of course, because as someone who's involved in Occupy, a lot of people get very, very involved in the whole voting and whatnot. And I'm like, all right, the vote's over. Now it's time for us to work on the solutions and for us to work on the solutions together to create the better world through our actions and through organizing. A great example, I am hoping that either later on this evening we may be able to show the Rolling Jubilee action that's happening tonight. For those of
That's
you,
exciting.
that's a great thing. Those of you that don't know, Occupy Wall Street has started this thing called they call it a debt strike, and now Rolling Jubilee is people coming together who have shaken off the paradigm, and now it's just a matter of raising money to buy up debt for those for pennies on the dollar of those who just can't, who can't afford to pay this debt. So I mean, this is
I
people putting these philosophies into action, and you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
that This is the golden age in action. I
Yes.
mean, what a thought. I mean, if we could have thought about this a while ago, whoa,
Right? Could we
probably
have done this 20 years ago? I think we could, but
no.
no one thought of it.
Well, it was in time.
No.
People weren't enlightened back then like they were now. And like I said, I'm seeing a difference from 2 years ago where people had no clue what I was talking about. And now, they're getting the prayers, which is exciting.
Yeah. Now, Kathy, again, we only have another minute left, but I want to ask you to perhaps give us the address where people can find your book. I'm very interested in it myself. So, where could I find your book?
You can go to my website, www.angeliteom.com. That's ANGELITEOM.com. And you can download it right to your computer for $6. And then I don't care, you can share it with people.
Nice.
It's a love gift. While you're on the web, on my site, check out all my Angelite products, which
Yeah.
they're very, very healing. And you can either order from what I have up there or call my store at 808-775-9400 between 11 and 4 Hawaiian time and see what I have in stock. And I get it out to you the next day.
Very good. Nice. And for those of you that don't know, Angel Light is basically a healing stone tool that can be used for just about everything. Is
Oh,
that
I've had Angelite's a stone, and I've actually was allowed to discover the healing properties. So I've had it heal burns and bruises overnight, cancers, tumors, cysts. When I broke my little finger, I made myself a splint out of Band-Aids and Angelite, and I healed it in 3.5 weeks. It's a mineral. And my hair stopped growing 15, 17 years ago up to here after 4 kids. And when I started ingesting Angelite, because it's a mineral,
mm-hmm.
it took a couple months and I had baby fine hair. My hair got thicker and it hasn't stopped growing. And, I'm near 60.
Wow, that's fantastic to know. Great. So it's Angel Light, ANGELITE
OM.
.com. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Kathy. We're first of all, I just want to shout out to you that we're so lucky to have crossed paths with you. We're so very blessed to have you be a part of our GIC radio family, and we're so grateful to have you as our friend. So thank you for everything you're doing, and
Oh,
thank you for being a part of the GIC network. Even if it's on a once in a while basis, we're grateful to have you around, and we're just so happy that you're there. So thank you.